Hi kids, it's Mrs. Pepper coming to you live from my home. I'm here today to talk to you about your body paragraph. And what we talk about today with body paragraph number 1 is the same procedure that you will repeat for body paragraphs 2 and 3. And if you ever do any more, you do the same thing. The first thing you'll need to do before you start writing your body paragraphs is make sure that you have your thesis statement very clearly lined out, like we've talked about before, and your body paragraphs are going to follow the order of the toes of your chicken foot. So you have those three things on your chicken foot, and those should be the way in the order that you address your topics. So if you'll take a look at our outline here that we have, the first thing we need to do is add our topic sentence, which relates back to your thesis statement. So I'm going to go and grab my topic sentence from my paragraph. Now you'll see that I've pasted in my topic sentence, and the topic of this paragraph is going to be that Lincoln was the first photographed president. So in order to tie it back to current times, which is what we're trying to do in this entire paper, my topic sentence is, it's difficult to imagine a political campaign without involvement from the media. However, Lincoln paved the path for visually documented presidencies by being the first photographed president. So you know that in this entire paragraph now, I'm going to be talking about Lincoln being photographed. Now I'm going to go and grab my next two sentences. I'm back with my next two sentences. These are the lead-ins to my quote. I'm going to give some background information about Lincoln being photographed and then actually lead in with my words to the quote that I have found from my article. My sentences read, thanks to various photographers, specifically Matthew Brady and Alexander Gardner, which I learned from my articles, Lincoln's authentic image can be reflected upon today just as it was during his time. Remember, I need to tie it back to today like we're doing with all of our information. These pictures allow Americans and people worldwide to view the commander-in-chief as both a man and a president. So I've given some background information and I'm leading into my quote. And here's my real lead-in, or my tag, to lead into the quotation from my article. When looking specifically at the photograph taken on February 5th, 1865, one notices. And I put a comma there, and you know that the next thing that's going to come is my quotation. And you also know, if you have all of your resources out in front of you, that that is from the article that we read about that photograph on that was taken on February 5th, 1865. I've pasted my quotation from the article here in pink so that you can see exactly what was taken from the text. I led into this quote by saying, when looking specifically at the photograph taken on February 5th, 1865, one notices I have a comma and then I open up my quotation marks. There is nothing in this photograph to indicate Lincoln's exalted position. We might just as well be looking at a humble country doctor. Close the quotation marks. I put my parentheses there, and I cite this as document B, close the parentheses, and then I put the period outside. That's exactly how you should cite all of your documents, and know that those are all listed in your classroom and they're listed on the Weebly website so that you can see which document is which. I'm going to pause and go and find my lead out. Okay, this green sentence is my lead out sentence. It explains my quotation and tells exactly why I placed it here. Images such as these made Lincoln appear authentic and relatable during his time. And that's what his photography, or the photographs of him, did throughout his entire presidency. They made people feel like they got to know him more easily. And the last thing you all know that I'm going to add is my conclusion sentence. As you know, the conclusion sentence should wrap up the paragraph as well as tie back into your topic sentence. So mine says, today, these photographs continue to contribute to the lasting impression that Lincoln was a man made of the people, for the people, and by the people. And even as I read that, I realized it was a little wordy. I'm probably going to go back and revise that later, but it's okay. While you guys are drafting, just get your ideas down on paper or get them typed so that you know what you can go back and revise later. You can always take care of that at the end, and that's what your editing partners are there for. But as of right now, I can go through and I can check off all the things on those boxes for body paragraph 1 because I have gone through and done all of these things, and I've also included a quotation from an article. So that's one of my 2 sources. Even though your bare minimum is 2, you should try and include as many sources as you can to make your source or your paper reputable. Once you get finished with body paragraph number 1, if you Scroll on down and take a look here. The exact same procedure is going to happen for body paragraphs 2 and 3. You do the same things, topic sentence, a quote with a lead in and a lead out. Make sure that you cite everything correctly. Make sure to explain why those quotes are included or why your reasoning is there, and have your conclusion sentence that ties back into your thesis. And when everything is finished, it will look like this. So that's my intro and my body paragraph number 1. Good luck as you continue writing.